Yeah, putting the coil on here today. Had to repair the wiring. They had on this side over here, evidently the nut came loose at one time because it had worn the studs on there on the coil, and the nut was just spinning. So I had to take a little teeny Dremel die grinder or cutoff wheel and actually split the nut in two to get it off. It does that if it gets loose and the wire just sits there and wiggles around there, and it just wears the stud out, and then the nut just spins. You'll never get it tight, and you won't get it off unless you cut it off or replace the coil. I didn't have another coil, so I just cut it off there and make everything work. Had to replace the ends on here. Did replace both ends. The you're gonna use I just used regular eyelets, crimped them on, and then soldered the ends, and then used glue type heat shrink that it's got a glue in it, so when you heat it, the glue comes out the ends there and seals it up totally. You want a good seal. I'm using a little internal star washer on there. Holds the eyelet in place when you tighten it down. And these are using 1032 nuts. You want these things tight, but you can't tighten them up too much or you'll pull the studs out of the coil because they're just epoxied in. So tight, but not overly tight. And it's one of them things where you need to check them once in a while. What I do once they're on there, old racing trick, I take a glob of black silicone and dab over the end of it and just let them dry up really good, just over the ends of the nut. You don't need to cover the whole thing with it. Just right where the stud comes out and the nut beats it, just black silicone. Seems to hold pretty good. I had a problem on my old 883 race bike with them coming loose, or the Buell too. You're constantly pulling 7,000 RPMs and you get quite a bit of shake out of it. So they'll come loose at the most inopportune time. It helps if you just put a little dab of, I use black, but really you could use any color you want, gray, red, orange, blue, whatever. I use black because it's normally what I use for everything is black silicone. And heat shrink, good heat shrink. And really that's about it for this one. Finish that up, put some silicone on there, finish running the wiring today, maybe. And finish cleaning out the oil tank for the 4th or 5th time. I got it soaking in lacquer thinner now. Got to blow it out and then wash it out with hot soapy water again. And then check it to make sure I got all the crap out of it. And got to fab up an exhaust bracket for this thing too. But that's about it. Won't be long now. We'll be firing this puppy up. Still got to do the turn signals and some wiring, put the rear brakes back on there, little calipers on. I got to put the master cylinder on and all that crap once I get the oil tank back in, because it's easier to It's easier to run the oil lines up to the tank if the sprocket cover ain't on there. And we should be good to go here shortly. Anyway, if you like my content, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Hit the notification bell. Appreciate you.